Hey family and friends, sorry that I haven't been updating my blog as often as I initially thought I was going to, but first I had to get over jet lag, and then I had a bunch of things to do for KO and just kind of setting up for life in Japan. So just so you guys are aware, for me, since I'm a student that's going to live here for a year, when I come to Japan, I have to first establish my place of residence. So I made a little post about that. So you have to go to the ward office and say, this is where I'm living, and then they will send you, oh, and then also while you're there, you have to sign up, because I'm going to be here for more than 3 months. I have to get the national insurance, and it's actually a good insurance because it's only like 17-ish kind of US dollars a month. And then if you are hurt or injured and you go to the hospital, the insurance covers 70% of the fee, and then like you have to pay 30%. So if it's like $100, you'll only have to pay 30. So it's actually a really good deal. So you do that. Other things that I've had to do is I haven't done this yet, but I have to set up a bank account here in Japan. So I'm going to ask one of my lovely friends to translate for me tomorrow when I go to the bank account, because I have to set up an account so that I can pay for my dorm here, and then I also need it so like I can use the ATM here in Japan. So those are just like a couple of things that I need to do. I also had to like go down for orientation for all the international students. So that was about 2 days ago. So that was a lot of fun. I got to actually meet a lot of great new people. And I'm actually making friends. So yeah, who thought that this would be ever possible? Um, and so I actually made a friend from America. She lives right next door to me, so behind that wall. And her name is Taylor. She's from Minnesota, but she goes to school at Illinois Wesleyan University, which I kind of have a general idea of where that is, but it's nice. So she's from America. There's another girl from America, Rachel. She goes to Seattle, but it was so nice to like meet like Taylor and Rachel, because pretty much everyone else in this dorm is Asian, so I kind of stand out just a little bit. But I'm making friends other than like Rachel and Taylor. Like I've made friends and like Tim and Daniel, and hanging out with some people tonight, so it's really nice. And other than that, other than like being busy and having to take care of like all of the official stuff, it hasn't been too like crazy or exciting. I really miss home, and I'm wondering like when the culture shock and culture stress is gonna take over. I felt like a little bit of it today, where I was like, noodles again, when I was eating ramen. Like other than my family and friends whom I really miss the most, I would say probably at this point American food is what I miss the most, because almost every single day I've had noodles, and I like noodles, and it's not like the food doesn't taste good. It does taste good, but it's like noodles. So I'm like, if only I could have a burger or a grilled cheese. Like I miss it so much. So there's definitely that. So I'm trying to think of like other things that I really miss. But probably food is like the number one. So switching over to like things I miss to things I really like about here in Japan, and I'm going to try and go through a list of what we call like Oz moments, I guess, or like, so for Wizard of Oz, like Dorothy steps in and she's like, oh, we're not in Kansas anymore, because she realizes like all these things that are different. So we call them Oz moments for like different culture and like realizing that it's different. So Oz moments. Anyway, so some of the things I first notice is, one, how clean everything is in Japan. Like vendors, like outside their store, will sweep with a broom and like with a hose, they'll hose everything off, so the streets are very clean. It's very hard to find like trash cans. It's not like everywhere. It's a very, very clean city, which is really nice. I really like that. And other than like occasionally there'll be like a strange smell, but usually it's like fish or something to me. It's not like a dirty kind of trash smell that you'll get, I think, in some American big cities. Other than that, or like even where I live, like in the suburbs, like there'll still be like litter, you know, but not here in Japan. It's very, very clean. And I'm going to have to take some pictures for you guys so you can see, but it's so tight. And of course you're saying to yourself, like, Elena, duh, obviously it's Tokyo, it's the largest city in the world, of course it's going to be tight. But like the streets here and like the buildings, everything's like stacked on top of one another, and they don't have like sidewalks like we do in America, where like everything is like spread out and there's so much space in between. So when you walk, you're usually walking on the side of the street, and like a car will go by and you'll be like, ah, don't hit me. And there are people biking everywhere, and it's just kind of like so many people all the time. Now, I live in a residential area, so Tsunoshima is a part of the Kanagawa prefecture, and it is like a residential area of like Tokyo. So I get on a train to go to downtown Tokyo, and it takes me like, depending, like 40 minutes to an hour. And so downtown Tokyo is where my actual campus is, but my dorm is outside in a residential area, so it's much quieter here than like if I said Tokyo and you think like central Tokyo skyscrapers. It's not quite like that here. There's lots of apartment buildings, and there's a like congregated kind of downtownish feel around the train station, but it's not like spread out and kind of like that everywhere. So it's definitely more quiet where I live than like where I go to school, but in both places it's very, very tight. And of course in downtown Tokyo they have sidewalks because you're not going to be walking on the street, but in this kind of residential area there's not sidewalks, it's very tight, and like lots of people. So other things that I've noticed, let's see, I really enjoy like how safe it is compared to America, and I've talked about this with like other girls. Just like as a woman, like in America, if you're walking alone at night, I don't care if you are like in a neighborhood, if you're downtown, on campus, or wherever you are, you're always kind of like aware, okay, who's around me, who's approaching me, like I need to protect myself. And here in Japan, I wouldn't say like I'm unaware, like la la la, not paying attention, but the culture is like so, I feel like more honest. Like I don't have that feeling of something could happen to me. And of course there are always like extreme exceptions in like any scenario, but just from like being here for a little over a week, like walking with my friend, like in kind of this downtown area or through the streets at night, like if a Japanese man like approaches you, you don't feel like something might happen. It's just like you don't feel anything. You just feel safe. And I think I get that from maybe like watching just kind of Japanese women and how they are, and like how you can be a high schooler and going home at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and nobody bothers you. And there's still like harassment and stuff in cases, but just kind of like this feeling of like security is just really, really nice for me personally, and something I really appreciate. It just makes me feel like I'm just in this wonderful place. So I definitely enjoy that. And I'll probably talk about like more things that I notice, like cultural differences, in another video, but those were just like 3 quick ones that were like so huge to me that I really enjoy those differences. And there are other differences that I don't enjoy so much, but like these ones, well, maybe not so much the tight spaces, but just like the feeling of security and like the cleanliness are definitely things that I really, really appreciate about being here in Japan. So talked about those, talked about kind of what I've had to do, and then now I'm going to talk about like what's kind of in the future other than the bank account tomorrow. So future plans, not going to be too busy until classes start, which is on the 23rd of September. I still have to register for classes, so when I do that, I'll update you guys. But other than that, like, I don't have like any huge plans other than like hanging out with friends. I still haven't really been to Shinjuku or Shibuya, which is like downtown central busiest Tokyo, as or the most busy like you can possibly be. So I kind of want to do that before school starts, just to like see it like as a tourist and take my camera and take pictures. So I do want to do that. But other than that, don't really have too many plans. I'm excited for school to start, and I'm just right now I'm not too homesick. I miss my food. I miss it a lot. I had fish for breakfast this morning. Don't get me started, because everyone watching this knows how much I love to eat fish. Not at all. But other than that, I'm really, really happy. I'm enjoying life here. I'm making friends. Life is good. So I'm going to go out and meet my friends at a bar. So that's what I'm going to do. And I will update you guys and try to be better about posting vlogs. But until then, don't really have anything to say. So sayonara, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!